The yen is the big obstacle in the room, but nothing seems to move the yen from its stronger position. What do you make of yen as we go towards the end of 2016?
Well, right now, I agree. The yen, difficult call on the back of Japanese fundamentals alone. We do not expect the BOJ to do more anytime soon. Actually, longer term, we expect them to do less. Our call is for the BOJ to start tapering sometime next year. But going into year end, I think dollar yen, more of a function of the dollar move, broader dollar move across the board, plus risk sentiment. If anything, what we are seeing at the moment is that broader dollar strength certainly helping dollar yen really recover a bit more. We would expect an extension of that move as we move closer to the December Fed meeting. In addition, we also note that there was that tighter, rather steepening in the JGB curve on the back of the September BOJ meeting, where they introduced the so-called curve control policy to accompany their QE policy, seem to be still working. And at least historically, steeper JGB curve went hand in hand with stronger Nikkei and by implication weaker yen. So those two factors, if you wish, hawkish Fed or indeed positioning ahead of the December Fed meeting, plus further steepening of the JGB curve.
This is the JGB curve. This is GCD for anybody who's got a terminal. And this basically shows you that re-steepening of the curve that does come to play.
It is,
is that ultimately this roll down? This is what our story is. Carry and roll down is the story on top Japan this morning, and that's what it's saying. That's what momentum. That's what drives the yen strength.
Well, there is a well-pronounced historic correlation between the steepness, the two stands, if you wish, in Japan, the steepness of the JGB curve and the yen trade-weighted index, negative correlation that's been around like for years, and investors will continue to exploit that correlation down the road. So if you get a combination of a higher US yields, both long and short end, plus steeper JGB curve, the net result of that would be higher dollar yen into year end.
Higher dollar yen. And why do you think then that the BOJ, you mentioned that the BOJ is going to taper, but why do you think that, Valentin? Is that because oil prices are going higher and they're going to see, or have been going higher recently, and they're going to see some better inflation data in Japan? And also, how will we know that the BOJ is going to taper? Because of the policy they've got right now, will we only know after the event?
Well, indeed, yeah. You're right. If anything, they're running out of options to ease aggressively further. What we thought may be a potential option really for them to start buying more aggressively stocks or indeed alternative assets, alternative to the JGBs they're buying at the moment. There seems to be a certain reluctance on their side to do so. We also believe that for them to strengthen their forward guidance, in the sense that to strengthen the message that they'll be in the markets for a bit longer, they have to reduce the pace of those purchases. So taper will come, we think that before really first half next year, first or second quarter next year, whereby they'll be reducing the pace of purchases from the current pace to something down to 60 trillion per year, or indeed lower as we go along. The impact of that difficult to quantify at this stage, but it's not going to be negative for the Japanese yen. So that's why what we are seeing as a longer term projection for dollar yen is, yes, into year end we see dollar yen higher, but further out actually yen regaining some ground as that policy divergence is again priced out of dollar yen.